My name is Sarah Burke, and I am a mental health counseling student at Florida State University. I am also an intern at Capital City Youth Services, or CCYS. So I have clients there from age 6 to age 17, and have had a great experience with that. I do individual counseling as well as running a couple groups. And I also do some work in the community with my church and our after school program called the Hope Program. I'm actually currently standing in our kids ministry room where a lot of that magic happens, and then also do some work with Freedom Schools over the summer as well. So today I just wanted to do a little demonstration about one of the activities that I really like to do really in a lot of those settings. I learned it through the Center for Relationship Education, a curriculum that I'm certified to teach called Get Real, and I have found this particular activity to be really helpful in a lot of different venues, and so I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit about what that's like and how it works and why I think it works so well. And the basic premise of it is to sort of remove, when kids are in this time of life when they're trying to kind of figure out who they are and they're making these little decisions, what this activity does is it kind of shows them how those little decisions will impact their future and what outcomes they have in life, and it sort of removes this, should you do this, is it good or bad? It removes that sort of morality piece to it and makes it more of just, is this something that's helping you reach your goals or is it not? And you do this by drawing a hallway. So it doesn't have to be fancy, you don't have to be a great artist or anything like that. You usually just draw something really simple and then have space for doors on each side. Okay, and it's really cool because a lot of kids obviously they're very familiar with the idea of a hallway and can visualize it a lot, and there's a lot you can do with the visualization of this. And on one end, you're going to have this kind of you are here situation, and then at the other end, you can pick whatever age you think will work best for your client or your group. For the sake of this demonstration, we'll say 25. Okay, so by age 25, what are some goals that you would like to have achieved? And you'll get all sorts of different things, and you can kind of feed into the ones that they say that might be funny or silly, but really try to get some good ones out as well. For a lot of kids, obviously they're going to have to graduate, and that might vary some. Some kids might just want to graduate from high school, some might want a higher education degree, but that's a pretty common one. To have a job, obviously, is a big one for a lot of kids. Hopefully they'll have something, at least a general field, if it's not too specific, but they might have certain relationship goals in terms of whether they'd like to be married or not, or dating, or have their their friendship circle sort of figured out. They might want, a big one is a car. A lot of kids want to be able to buy their own car. Just different things like that. And then you also want to sort of get at really all the domains of life and not just really concrete goals, but what's something that you want people, what would you like to be known by? What would you like people to say about you? So maybe it's that they're kind, or that they're generous, or they're smart, or they're funny, or whatever. But you really just want them to think like your whole life, like in a day-to-day life when you're 25, what are some things that you want? And it's a cool thing for them to visualize because you kind of know what it feels like to stand in one end of a hallway and see the other end, and it's way down there, but you can see everything between here and there, and it's a cool kind of image. And then, so on the inside of the hallway, we are going to have them identify some things that are going to help them reach these goals. So positive relationships, friendships, their family, but all of these can kind of get tricky depending on the client, obviously, and their circumstance. If they have a really toxic environment at home, the family thing might be kind of different. But they're going to need some people in their life, some social support to help them get here. They're going to need good study skills if they want to graduate and get a good job. If they have a goal related to sports, they're going to need to practice and exercise and get better at their sport. But then you're also going to want to have them identify some things on the outside and these doors that might deter them from reaching these goals. And so, again, it's going to depend on the client, but you might have unhealthy relationships, either romantic or just friendships. But unhealthy relationships, drugs, alcohol, getting arrested, different things of this nature. And again, this is kind of where I'll leave it for the sake of this demonstration, but ideally you have a lot of things here and a lot of things out here that you can really draw a good discussion out of. And like I said, what it does is it sort of removes this, like, this is good and this is bad. It just makes it where these are helpful and these are not necessarily. And it's really powerful imagery as well, because, you know, most kids obviously are going to know someone that they can identify as being incarcerated or drug addicted or alcoholic or something like that. And so you can sort of use this whole, you know, do you think that that person when they were your age thought, well, by the time I'm 25, I really hope that I'm in prison and I hope that I'm strung out on drugs and whatever. You know, no one really wants that for their life necessarily, but what happened is they just started here and they're just kind of living their life, and then they get distracted and they come into this door with this unhealthy relationship, or, you know, just experimenting with different drugs. And then, you know, you can sort of use this image of they went in this door and they could not get out, and they sort of got stuck in one of these rooms. Okay, they went in a door and now they don't have the same access that they did to getting here and getting to these goals. So again, this was sort of a brief overview of it, but it's a powerful activity. It can be used in a lot of settings with a lot of kids, and I found it to be really helpful. There's a lot of other good activities that can kind of go along with it, but that's kind of where I'll leave it for sake of this demonstration. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you find this useful in your work as well. Thanks.